So PlayStation is internally working on a brand new gaming handheld that reportedly can run PlayStation 5 games natively, which I think I speak on behalf of the entire PlayStation gaming community by saying, please and thank you. Sign me up. Like, take my credit card, charge me whatever you want. I need this device. I want that. Now, obviously, all of this conversation has to be circling around the success of the PlayStation Portal. Like, PlayStation released the PlayStation Portal, and the last number that I read was that Sony sold anywhere from 400,000 to 500,000 units in the United States alone. And keep in mind, for the majority of the PlayStation Portal's life, you've needed a PlayStation 5 in order to use that. And now, with the new update to the PlayStation Portal, that you don't need a PlayStation 5 and you can just stream games via the cloud, I suspect that that number of 400,000, dare I say, double over the next year. I mean, that's not hard to believe, that if you don't need a PlayStation 5 to stream your games, that this thing is going to sell like hotcakes. Like, dear Santa, please, I've been begging you, give me another Portal. I have one. I'd like the 30th anniversary. That would be cool. And then you start to think about like how the market's evolving, right? Nintendo's coming out with the Nintendo Switch 2 sometime in 2025. Valve's Steam Deck is blowing up in popularity and it's been catching on like wildfire. Xbox is reportedly working on a portable handheld. And I think when you look at PlayStation, not only in their community, but I think in the gaming community as a whole, there is a lot of demand for a device like this. Now, the story was started by Bloomberg's Takashi Mochizuki, in which they're pretty much reporting that Sony is in the early stages of developing a PlayStation Portable that is capable of running PS5 games natively. Keyword natively, and we'll touch on that. Bloomberg's also reporting that this would allow Sony to contend against Sony's competition like Nintendo, but also fend off Xbox as well, with who has their own plans for a portable. And Bloomberg closed it out by saying that this is still years away and likely could never come to market, which I would like to respond by saying, Sony, you're out of your effing mind. You greenlit the production of a car, but you're not going to make a brand new gaming handheld? Like, I'm sorry. You might be out of your mind there. And I think there's probably a subsect of gamers here who are looking at this like, didn't we just get a gaming handheld, right? The PlayStation Portal. Why would I want a different gaming handheld? And what they hit on was natively. Like, yes, you can play PlayStation 5 games and you can stream them to your Portal without needing a PlayStation 5. Totally cool. But what we're talking about here is that PlayStation is wanting to release a handheld device that could run PlayStation 5 games without a Wi-Fi connection. Without a hotspot on your phone. Just turn it on, play the game, and you're good to go. That is incredible. Now, I also made a note here because Bloomberg did suggest that this device could have like a mobile focus where Sony could be like striving to get their IP on mobile devices, and this could be a good gateway, which admittedly, I definitely don't like the idea of a PlayStation phone. Like a PlayStation car is cool, but like I love my Pixel. And I think the majority of mobile users out there have already made up their minds. Like, it's Galaxy, it's Apple, or it's Pixel. And for Sony to be like, we're going to convince you not to use that. I'm just like, it's so 2006. Let's move on to a different conversation here. And I can't stress this enough. A lot of this is going to hinge around the success of the PlayStation Portal. And I think that Sony's in for a surprise. Because I think that while the cloud support has changed the trajectory of that unit completely, I think Sony's path and how they decide to grow the cloud beta will also continue to grow the need for a PlayStation native device, right? Like right now, you have to have PlayStation Premium in order to use the PlayStation Portal via the cloud. Why not just allow me to buy a game through the PlayStation Store and stream that game directly to my PlayStation Portal, right? Like, why not make that an option? Xbox is doing it. Why not do it for yourself? I feel like that's a no-brainer. And I totally will admit, cloud gaming is not for everybody. Some of y'all still have some backwoods, wonky-ass internet. But for me, I've got like 300 megabit down, 300 up. I've almost got a gigabit. Somebody came to my door yesterday trying to sell me it. I was like, hey, unless you got Girl Scout cookies, get out of here. But like, the internet here in Austin is very good, where streaming video games via the cloud is extremely acceptable and extremely doable. So for me, I'm good, but at the same time, a native device definitely intrigues me because I will be the first to admit, cloud gaming doesn't work everywhere, right? cloud gaming is only as good as your internet connection. But if you add native gaming to it, if I can play PlayStation 5 caliber games, PlayStation 6 caliber games on this device, I'm all in. And I think what this is beginning to show is that like Nintendo's blue ocean that they had with the Nintendo Switch is becoming very, very red. And with PlayStation, Xbox, Valve, Tencent just announced a brand new portable gaming handheld this week. Nintendo's blue ocean is becoming very crowded. And I really do believe that this next generation of gaming, the consoles aren't going to matter. What this next generation of gaming is going to be about is going to be handhelds and mobile. And it's very encouraging to see PlayStation take the steps to that next generation. Now, obviously, all of this is rumors, speculation, and PlayStation hasn't officially commented on this, so we will be watching this one very closely.